Welcome to the Magdalene Global Collective. This is a living temple of consciousness, weaving together hearts, lineages, and soul missions into one unified field of devotion. We're guided by the wisdom and the teachings of Mary Magdalene. This collective serves as a vibrational bridge for those who feel called to embody divine feminine and sacred union consciousness. It supports initiates, leaders, and seekers in activating and integrating the high level frequency light codes and anchoring them into the earth at this time. These are codes of compassion, oneness, sovereignty, sacred service, and embodied love. Through prayer, teaching, transmissions, and community, the Magdalene Global Collective holds a unified field where ancient wisdom meets present moment awakening. It is a sanctuary for those devoted to living as vessels of divine remembrance, where we will ground heaven into earth and embodying the frequencies that are guiding humanity into a new era of consciousness. So I'm joined today by a very special soul. She is a Blue Rose priestess and the wonderful voice of Blue Rose Healing and the voice of the Magdalene. She's a wonderful channel for the divine. And I'm so happy and I'm so honoured and I'm just so grateful for my heart to yours, Mary, today. Just to welcome you here into this space and for our listeners as well. So I just want you to share your story, Mary, and just to introduce this beautiful high vibrational frequency and light into this space today. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. What a beautiful introduction. It's
Oh,
a
thank
beautiful
you.
description of the work that we do as priestesses of the rose. So my story, it's been a long journey, but the work with the Magdalene began, I would say, in 2011. I began to work more consciously. I was a conscious channel at that point in my life and working more with the divine feminine, which was new to me, being raised Catholic and just part of my journey, not really knowing the other aspects of the Divine Mother, really only knowing the Blessed Mother. So I'd been introduced through my channeling to these different aspects of the Divine Mother, and then I would hear the Notre Dame one is coming. The Notre Dame one comes. And in my mind, I kept feeling that was the Blessed Mother and not really understanding the message until one morning in meditation, the Magdalene came to me and I heard her voice and she very clearly said, I am the Magdalene. I am the voice. I am the Notre Dame one, she said. And I can't remember the exact words, but she asked me to work with her and to be her voice. She said, my name has been torn asunder and I wish it to be known again. And so she invited me and I said yes. Prior to that, or maybe right at that time, I was creating a new website and I just kept hearing Blue Rose, call it Blue Rose. And I didn't really know know why, but I knew blue roses were always very special to me. And even when I was getting married, the song The Bright
Oh,
Blue Rose, I want to play
oh, beautiful.
wedding, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I was so connected to the blue, and I was like, oh. So I named it the Blue Rose, but I couldn't get that. If somebody else had Blue Rose, so I named it Blue Rose Healing. And then our journey began, and she began to teach me through working through me with other women, and we began a course called, what did she call it? She called it the self-study. And it was journey inward to looking at the inner child and to healing the wounds of the inner child and awakening the child of light within us. And so I came to know her and understand her. Of course, I knew her I read all of the Gnostic Gospels. I read the Gospel of Mary Magdalene.
Yeah.
I always wanted to know her. So when she came and started, I was in awe and that she was with me. And then I just came to know her on a more intimate level of her. She's strong. She's a strong
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
And and she's funny and she's blunt and she's, it was, just like connecting with an old friend. And yeah,
Yeah, she's quite a powerful presence, and really one that's like pushing you forward. She's not here to tell you to play small in any way. It's
no,
like you need to come out, you
your
know?
voice, your voice,
Yeah,
even today, as much, as I feel like I do, getting out on social media and doing things like this.
yeah,
She's like, I need you to be a bigger voice. I need you louder. I need you
yeah,
louder. And,
yeah.
so
Well,
she's,
I'm so happy to hand you the microphone today because would you believe before we organized this podcast, like just for the listeners, I received the message from Mary, and she said like Mary Tobin, you have to connect with Mary Tobin. And I text you, so I text Mary Tobin. I follow the messages, I follow the guidance. And Mary says to me on the message as I reach out to you, you say, "Oh, I was told 2 weeks ago I was going to be on a podcast, but they never told me it was you." And
that's
I was
right. I
like,
forgot.
"That's so funny."
And she said, "And you need to say yes. You're gonna be invited and you need to say yes." I was like, "Okay." Well, if you had told me it was Lisa Marie, I would have definitely. I was like, "Who is this person who's gonna call me?" So, yeah. So it's yeah, she definitely wants us using our voices and connecting with everyone who's listening and,
Yeah.
sharing the story of and the work.
Yeah. Like what I was receiving myself was she was really saying that like everyone has a voice.
Mhm.
And it's not for just those that are like these big gurus on social media and worldwide, like that have this voice that can anchor it. She's calling those that are pure of heart and
Abs
just to speak from the heart. And they actually really seek, because you may say to yourself, well, I'm too humble. Like, who am I to do any of this? Like, who am I to try to share anything? But like as the Magdalene comes in, like she really says, look, that's actually who they're looking for. They're looking for someone who is just humble and pure, just like yourself, Mary, and all that you've done so far. I did my own blue rose with you as well. I had channeled it through myself, but I got directed back to you. And like when I went to you, it was just amazing because everything I had received, you matched on that
mm,
vibration, and it was like, yeah, this is real, this is true. And that's the way it really shows up in your life as well, because you get that strong confirmation and they lead you. So
mm,
like what I was receiving as well is like, listen to the little steps, listen to the little nudges as you're being pushed along. And even when you resist, it's like you're given this energy from the angels as well, like push through the resistance and move forward now. Move forward into the light. Like if you were to describe the blue rose just for our listeners as well, like what really is the blue rose and the blue rose lineage as it has came to you?
it it's the heart wisdom. I was going to say as you were speaking about all the people listening, it's a remembering of our wisdom, the ancient wisdom codes that we carry and the ancient knowledge that we've carried for eons of time since times of Atlantis, Egypt, all of that. But it's heart, the wisdom of the heart and and the work of the through the work that I do or I've been called to do, and there are others who work, so many others who work with the blue rose, is the anchoring in of the blue rose, this heart wisdom, as you said in the introduction, the compassion, the knowledge of the heart, and she calls it sometimes just the heart lineage. It's the heart, the lineage of the heart, and blue, of course, is the wisdom, the knowledge, the the knowing, the knowing of the heart.
And
Uh,
there's such depth as well to the blue rose, because I found myself upon receiving it, it goes so, so deep into your being that it brings up whatever needs to be cleared as well. It goes
mm,
very, very deep into like the emotional, into the nearly the underworld of yourself, as in maybe emotions that you've hidden or what you've held within for a long, long time. It just really it brings it all up to the surface to clear, and to release as well. Like it's celestial, and definitely it's so like it's so Palladian as well. It's really connected with the star wisdom as well, isn't it?
Palladian and Sirius, the star system Sirius, the blue star, they and Venus. It's
Venus.
all it connects to the way it's been shared with me is it's a branch of the Order of Melchizedek and the ancient mystery schools and that we are of that we've in lifetimes carried these codes and we've worked not just on the earth but in other planets as well, just bringing in this heart wisdom as part of the order branch of the Order of Melchizedek. So that's like an overseeing protective body, almost like a celestial light knights templar. I don't know what to call it, but yeah, but it's the star system Sirius and the ancient ones who bring through this knowledge, this wisdom.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes. What I'm hearing there is like the earth keepers that are holding this as well.
Mm.
And it's like what you're being asked to release is that, yes, there may be like that the wisdom has been is planted within you, but it's like there can be this shield or just this sometimes like resistance, like it can be lineages as well or ancestral energy that needs to be cleared, that it's just covering all that you hold within. And it's like as you reconnect and receive the beautiful baptism as well, like when I received that beautiful baptism with you and from the higher beings, all of that starts to clear and the light just flows through. It's like a cocoon. It's like a caterpillar coming out of a cocoon. And for all of the world, it was like it could be community, society, family was the dark that was shields that was just placed over you. And when that releases, then you can fully come into your own light. I was just been guided to share as well. Like you wrote a book as well, Mary, didn't you? Would you like to share about your book?
Yeah, yeah, I during that time period, I was guided to an apparition site to receive like an initiation to prepare me to channel this book with the Magdalene, and it's called The Magdalene Temple of the Divine Feminine. And it's the story of her early years, her early life prior to her time. Well, it includes her time with Yeshua, but the very beginning of her time with Yeshua. And it speaks of the blue rose and the lineage of the blue rose, and it's light encoded. She's had said to me when we finished channeling, writing it, she said to me, "So they're waiting. They're waiting for the book because the book is part of the awakening, the Great Awakening, and it carries the codes of the blue rose and the light codes that awaken you to your truth as part of the lineage of the blue rose, as a Magdalene." And so, yeah, actually it's been almost 10 years since I wrote it. So,
That must have been hugely activating for you as well.
yeah, it was so
Brought that
activating. I would
through.
actually fall
Yeah.
asleep. People read it and they fall asleep. I would fall asleep.
Well,
I was reading it. I was downloaded and all of that when it was happening. But actually from that book, when I finally finished it and I published it and it was all new to me. And it's like you said earlier about the resistance. That feeling of, I know there's so many beautiful books out there, scholarly books about who Mary Magdalene was, and scholars who've
yeah.
studied ancient all of the ancient history and beautiful channels like Anna Grandmother or the Voice of Magdalene's. There's just so many books out there that speak to her, and I was like, well, this is a different story, and it's not something I can research and say, yeah, this was right or that was right, but just the knowing that I was supposed
Knowing and the trust as well of what
yes,
was
just
brought to
being
you.
yeah, being exposed,
Yeah.
just putting it out there. It's really just being that vehicle and co-creating with her and then just surrendering to it and to the story and to what each person who receives it, what they receive. And yeah, so when I completed that, not long after I completed, I was like, "Oh, I did it." And then she said, "Okay, now you need to do the trainings." and the class and the trainings. I was like,
Oh
"What?
my gosh. Yeah.
More trainings?" And so that's when she started and she said, "You gather them in groups of 12, and they are the priestesses of the blue rose, and we're going to initiate them and awaken them." So that's right after, I mean, almost months after, I began to do the order. I called it the Order of the Blue Rose, and began to do the initiations and trainings, and all of like what you received
Beautiful.
was
Yeah.
was
Beautiful.
pretty much what was the very beginning when she downloaded the ancient history of the blue rose and the ceremonies and initiations. So
And like it's so connected as well to Egypt, like to Hathor,
yeah,
Isis, Aphrodite of the sea. Yeah, it's so connected. Like it's like that Venus actually just flows through the blue rose as well. But as
absolutely.
you speak about it, Mary, I'm just being shown this vision, and it's a real, like it's an old vision. It's like your past lifetime, and you're actually on the boat, and you just have this like little head covering as well, and like that it's like the old boat, like you can see the mast and you can see like the sail, but your hand is like they're all just touching the sea, like there must be some initiation to the sea and the water, because they're just touching it with their hands as you journey over, across this ocean. Yeah, it's beautiful. Do you connect in with that as well, or can you remember that going across the?
I don't remember, but she tells me
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I was with her, that I was with her in France and
Do you feel like there was definitely 12? Like, I'm just seeing that. Yeah,
mm,
there's many women.
yeah, and we traveled.
Yeah.
The idea that we traveled, in those boats across the sea. We were talking
And
earlier
this is like
about
the
getting to spend.
Mediterranean Sea. Yeah.
Yeah, and but the she sometimes she'll call me, when I argue a little about what she'll say,
Yeah.
You're the brave heart. You're a brave heart. You've a you"
Oh,
she'll call us that, or she'll call, one of the women the brave hearts, because what we continue to do in the face of,
adversity. Yeah. Yeah.
adversity and so much,
Yeah.
fear, and but continue on and, yeah, to travel on a boat and, to, because
It's incredible.
I'm bringing a group of, women to Iona for the master
Oh,
teacher,
it is.
and, we have to take a ferry to a ferry and, just the whole traveling, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought, "But they all did this. They did this all,"
Yeah. Yeah, it's incredible. Even across the Nile, like that, it was all, by boat as well. But I'm just receiving there as well, and I feel it's so important to share with our listeners as well. Is like, you know, our lives are not always perfect as well. And I just wanted to speak about like the modern day priestess, like,
Mm,
what do you feel helps you like keep you in that like should we say trying to become or becoming the fully human divine, um the fully divine human, and not just staying separate, where you have your spiritual life, the
yes.
spiritual life you're living, and you have your own life, because our lives, I found with a lot of light workers, and my very first teacher, my healer, Marie, she's actually in spirit now, but she did say like we're not given the easiest, like we're given the challenges, like we're given it's not like, oh, you're just handed everything and then you walk this path. Like it's not so easy. Um, what have you found that has helped you the most, like on your journey in your human life?
In my human life, yeah, I mean, well, my children, it's keeping me grounded, and I think that's an important message for all of us and I have to remind myself, and even when we've chosen this path, there's this feeling, and, wherever it comes from, teaching religion, I don't know, that, "Oh, I've chosen to dedicate myself to this work, so my life will be smooth and nothing bad will happen," or, bad, but, we'll always be, and, we're protected, but that doesn't mean that things don't happen in your life, that are it's about overcoming, it's about the journey of the heart and overcoming fear and knowing your worth and your value and, our for me, my children are my greatest teachers. And I was sharing with you, I have a special needs son who, right in the midst of my most powerful awakening, he became very sick with a brain tumor. And I remember, I remember meditating and seeing like angels dancing around me. They're like, and they were saying, "Oh, this." I could feel this triumphant, like you're on this new path, and this is, just they were so happy and dancing. And I was receiving all these initiations and downloads, and I was in that place of oh, this is wonderful. Like I'm this going to live on a mountaintop somewhere or something. And then like that same week, I had to take an emergency room and he had a brain tumor. And I was like, What is this?
What
What
is
is
this?
this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why,
Yeah.
how is this happening? I said yes to you and I'm doing, and now this is happening in my life. So that's been, and I haven't shared that story not because I was still in the grief and all of that years ago. Now there's been so much healing
Yeah.
of just love and acceptance and, all that I was taught through that part of my journey and yeah, and patience and just all
Our
the
children definitely do bring us patience, but just what I was aware of there as well and while you were sharing was that that's your path. Like this is, but also he's on his path and
yes.
he still has to go through this. So as much as you are the mother and you want to take everything away from your children, you don't want them, you want to wrap them in bubble wrap, but
Yeah.
it's like you can't because his soul came to experience this and he just needs to, and all you can be is the guide. Like all you can do is just hold him in love and
And
you have to
that's
step back.
yeah, and that's the part of embodying the work as a priestess because it's empowerment. He functions as he functions, but empowering him because it is his choice and his journey. And he chose me to be his mother and to not to hover around him and to protect him and to keep him from and he certainly wouldn't let me. He thinks he can do anything, and there's no limits for him. So encouraging him, and
Oh,
that's a reflection. For all I have four,
yeah.
and they're adults now, and recognizing because so many of us as healers are the overgivers. We're the sacrificing, and we don't always know how to care for ourselves and nurture ourselves. And so, through my children, I learned that journey of uh, empowering them, setting them on their path, and watching them on their path. If they fall off, little nudge. This is helping them back on, but it's their own path, as it is with each of us.
Yeah.
As
And you
priests,
can't walk it for them. They
you
have to walk that path
can't
alone.
carry them, you can't
Yeah.
protect them from it, nor should you, because it's the growth, it's the learning, it's all of that. So that's the work as a priestess, to initiate, to awaken, and then just to simply guide, because we all carry these beautiful gifts, as you were saying in the beginning, these beautiful gifts, and and the work that we've come to do, it's all unique to each of us. None of us can. I can't do your work for you. I can't.
It's
We all
like
have
the
to do it.
seeds, like because it's like where we incarnated, where we chose to grow up.
Yeah.
We didn't we were like the womb. We were like the dark womb, like of the mother, because it's like you don't grow up in the light with the perfect light all the time. It's you grow up in the dark, you grow up in the challenges, maybe in the dysfunctional family, maybe not growing up with love or knowing what love is. But in some way, that's the fertile soil. And that's what brings our life force forward as well, that we're needed there to grow. And sometimes even in, as I was guided, like to sometimes even in work situations, family situations, relationships, the angels don't always guide you to what's perfect and right for you. They offered you to the challenges first, that this is what's going to help you grow and this is what you need to break through. And then when you really do come into the path, then yes, it does become smoother, but the challenges don't necessarily like go away. They're
Yeah.
still there. We're still working through them.
Yeah, we're still and still growing from them and growing in our wisdom and in our strength and our power through them. And yeah, it's
She's speaking about the voice as well, and like that the ancient wisdom that's carried through the voice. And like you received actually what would you call it? Um it's light language. You
mm,
received that through the voices that opened for you. Because most of our listeners, I know some of them are going to say, "What do you mean light language?" or what are you talking about?" But it's actually amazing because it's through the voice. The voice is actually connected to the room as well. They're actually quite similar. They're connected, and it carries the vibration of the heart. And it's actually through these voice activations that you can actually begin to clear so much and come into your power as well.
mhm.
Would you like to share a light activation with us today, or what would Mary like to share with us? What do you feel?
Which Mary are you talking to?
I
I
actually see both, to be honest. I can see
yeah,
Mother Mary with you as well, and
yeah,
I can see Mary Magdalene. They're both overlighting us.
yeah. I'm open to whatever they want to share or who wants to speak. Do you want me to I don't know if it light language or if it'll be both, or I'll do a little
Yeah.
channeling. Is that
Let them see, yeah, whatever's going to come true. I know it'll be for all of your highest good as well, for all of us. Thank you so much.
okay? Let me just take a minute to connect. You are welcome, and I am present, and the Order of the Magdalenes are present to welcome you, that the land of the blue rose may be awakened fully upon the earth, that the ancient legends and myths may be drawn forth, so that each may seek and know their truth as a being of light. And this day each who is gathered here is welcomed to the deep knowing of their great worth and value. And I call to each of you to remember, to be still, and to know. I have gathered you here so that you may awaken to this truth. I am the Magdalene, and I have called each of you to me, to know and to see, and to draw forth great change from within your being, so that the language of light may be awakened within you, as each of you who hears my voice is a carrier of this great wisdom, and you have been called. Seek now the peace of the heart, and allow the dove of new creation to enter. The dove, the light, the peace of the mother anchors now within your heart, within the cell structures of your being, and you come to know yourself and to believe of the great truths. Hear me now as I bestow blessings upon each of you, so that the language of light may be awakened within you, and a new voice established upon the earth, as you are the voices. And so now you receive. Ala aya su'una kusi ini a mu'un al nuk ya ala unu ai a kusi ana mukusi ana mukusi ana Halloween. The codes of wisdom and light now enter each of you, the blessings of the Great Mother, and the whispers and insinuations that have lied within you now awaken and are released, as you are no longer held bound by the voices of dissent, of doubt, of fear, as you are the great truths that awaken upon the earth, and we welcome you, and the work is complete.
Beautiful, Mary. Oh my God, the light and the energy. I really have to say I'm so honored to sit with you just in this space with you today, because I've sat in front of many teachers over the years, and like you really are just so special. So special. And like I was just receiving that message just towards the end like that. Like this cannot be seen or heard. Like it has to be felt.
Mhm.
And it's just there to be shared now as well, you know. And they do, like as you said, let that voice of doubt go. Like
Mhm.
I was receiving, like just let go any thoughts of fear, or just let go of whatever is coming up to pull you off your path. Come on to your path, you know.
Mhm.
And it's just
And
beautiful.
yeah, and allow it the their voices, she said, that insinuate
Yeah,
that, there some of it is we're just not even conscious of the voices
yeah,
that limit us, are keeping us down,
yeah,
and
yeah,
in that she sometimes they'll call it the state of unknowing, and so
yeah,
you allow yourself to see, but don't judge yourself for the doubts and the fears that come up because they're there. They're not yours. They're just been
yeah,
placed there.
yeah, yeah. Because I
They
received
have
that as
to
well.
yeah.
Like if you've anything to add, but I received even in the last 2 days. And I was sharing this with some other healers close to me as well. But it feels like that political and like collective kind of, it's we'll say the forces that are trying to keep everyone down and keep everyone stuck and everyone in this vibration of you have to work, pay the bills. This is what life is. There's nothing else. And
Mhm.
it's this lower consciousness. And they showed it like a black box, but it was like that, like just a black kind of shield put over you and trying to break through that, as well is difficult. But it's like in whatever way you can, I just kept getting this energy, this message: go back to nature, go to the sea, go to the beach, go to the trees, and just connect to the mother, connect to her as much as you can. Because the mother, like the breath of the mother, she flows through all living things, through the breeze, the light of the sun. And it's like, just don't feed back into that energy because it is an old ancient energy as well. And it's the lower consciousness. And it's been there for so many different timelines and years and years and years. And it's just to not feed into it because you can choose what do you feed as well. Do you feed this energy or do you feed like the light, the sun, and hold in this beautiful collective energy for the consciousness? And it's like that's what we're here to do. And
Yeah.
there's no light that's too dim or don't feel like your light is too small and you can't, like you may say, sure, what could I do? Like, what could I do to change? But even to light one candle and holds that light for the collective, that's what I wanted to bring forward with this podcast as well, was just to share that
And
we
that
all
we are the
can play a
candle.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel that as well, Mary? Have you felt that?
Well, always
Yeah.
they tell me to shut the TV off,
Yeah.
always go into nature, always go into nature to, as much as I can, just separate myself, separate, but withdraw from the masses. And when it becomes too much of that lower state, the lower consciousness, and go into the quiet and be still, and that we are, each of us are pyramids of light, that we are the light, the candle, the flame for the earth. So what we're doing, that the masculine we're embodying, we're receiving, we are anchoring in this new template of light of the Magdalene, of the divine mother, and we're holding that light on the earth. So to be still and in action is foreign to this. And they want to keep us busy and thinking and in fear.
Yeah.
But
It's like put the phones down, the devices down. That's what I was receiving because those devices, and another friend of mine shared the same. They're little portals opening up that energy to you, and you can get sucked into all that energy as well. And it could even be energy of like, these women dressing up online or, this whole kind of image of Instagram and image of social media. And it's like, you don't have to get sucked into that too, because that can it's not where we really draw our light. Like we draw our light from source. It doesn't come from other people. And it's just to know that as well. And I was just given yesterday even as well, you know, when we do connect back to nature and she's like, lock it in, she says, seal it in. And she just placed these beautiful crystals, like to imagine and visualize these beautiful massive crystals coming up from the earth, just either side of you. And let them be your little protection of your light as well. And to see yourself like in that crystalline body, because it was all about the crystalline frequency that we've to hold at, you know. And I find it does help because you're not going in doing the shopping, we'll say, because we need to, you know, we're the mothers as well, and we know we have to do these everyday things, but you find you're not as drained
Mhm.
when you protect that energy as well. And she just says you can call me. That's what she's saying. You can
Oh,
call
yeah,
me
I'll
as
call on
well, you
her,
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. She's around.
Yeah.
She always say to me, you know, she gives me this image of herself, like, wearing, like, blue jeans, or I don't know in Ireland, but, like, dressed like she's
Mhm.
one of us, like, she's with us, she's
Yeah.
not here, she's like, "I'm walking with you." Like, some of my friends have described walking in nature and worrying about whatever work, and they actually feel her, like, pull your shoulders back, like, just let it all go, unburden yourself, and stand straight. You know, stand straight in your value, your strength, your power. And but she's with us, and the protection around us, and the inner guidance, the inner knowing. You know, she's speaking to all of us. We're all channels for the Magdalene, for the Divine Mother. We're all channels. You know, it's
Oh,
just, yeah,
it's beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, that's beautiful. That's such a beautiful message as well. You know, it's lovely. I'm hearing that too, like no light is too small. Yeah, it's just beautiful. And it's just to tune within as well. And like you were saying, to move your body. You know, I was guided to do that as well because I found when we're in a state where we're not receiving, or we might be stressed, or we find our energy closes down like that when there's something on your mind, or you know, you just may feel weighed. Like a lot of clients I've noticed as well is that they're weighed down by the weight of the family or everybody else, and it's like she was saying, just that you need to just go back within and move the body and connect the body back to the earth. Start doing the yoga, the dance, and the movement, and you'll start to free the body again because it's like it just goes into this kind of stiff and kind of closed state. And in that state, like you're not receiving either. So maybe just begin to notice as well in your everyday, like how are you holding yourself? Like
yeah,
Mary was saying
absolutely.
to you, are you
You
holding
said it.
yourself, or are you just like slouched and like, oh, I'm just getting through today?
Mhm.
You know, that kind of way, and just become aware of it. And then, like that, ask to call them into your prayer and your devotion and your like that. Now, even please, like if you feel guided, purchase Mary's book as well. And even you'll find in those pages, like I found myself when I opened it, like you feel connected the second you open it because you're brought into the energy, like it's an activation. And so are many other spiritual light books as well. But Mary is just so special, and it's so pure, you know. Absolutely beautiful. Is there any final message that you'd like to add for all the listeners, or is there something coming to you?
Yeah, just to repeat the message that everyone who's listening to your podcast today was called to listen, and
Yeah.
to receive, and to know that, you know, she's saying again, this is the time of the great remembering, and that each of us have incarnated to carry this light, to embody light on the earth now. And as you said, those voices that say, well, who, me? Or, you know, I can't do that, or I don't understand, I don't know. Just just move into yourself and just connect with who you are. It is a remembering. It's within you, and anchor into the heart. I believe everyone who's listening is of a Magdalene, is of the blue rose. You wouldn't be hearing this message. So,
Beautiful.
carry
I
that.
just got the chills down one side as well when you said that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She told me
Yeah.
she's been talking about this coming to, and
Oh,
she is. saying, "I'm calling to them, I'm calling." So,
Yeah.
I just
I'm so happy. I'm so happy. It's beautiful just to hold this space and just to be humble because that's what it's all about as well. It's just coming into the heart. And I love that, like that, we see each other and know. And it's not this because I have come across this before as well. It's not like coming into the ego and it's like I'm the only one that can do this, or I'm the one that has to save the world, or I'm the only one that carries this because it's not like that at all. It's actually it's accessible as as you're called and as you're guided. I know not everyone is open enough to receive it, but they won't be called. Like they won't hear it. It's not for them. And don't worry about that,
yeah.
you
And,
know?
it's powerful time of awakening when I look back was when I was a young mother and I used to pray the rosary and then I would move into this meditative state. I didn't really know how to pray the rosary, but I did
Yeah,
it wrong.
yeah,
But I would go into this state and it was when my children were napping, I'd just sit on my couch and I'd read these books about people who traveled to these powerful sacred sites, did all these things. Or, and back then there weren't even these types of podcasts or classes that I had access to. And I would
yeah,
be like, but that was the most transformational time in my life.
yeah,
And,
yeah.
so for each of us, it's simply, just light a candle, like you said, and just take a few minutes for yourself, take a half hour to just be still and call on the Magdalene, call on Mother Mary, the Divine Mother, call on your guides to help you to really connect, and then just be still.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, Mary. Thank you so much.
Oh.
I'm truly honored and I'm so, so grateful that you came on today. And just to hear your lovely voice, the messages. Thank you so, so much. And I'm
Oh,
sure we will speak with you again soon.
yes, absolutely. Have a beautiful
Oh, lots of love and thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.